Alright, let's do patch preview for next patch. 14.5, we're pulling Runans and Galio from the patch due to some unforeseen issues. Now, here's the thing. Runans, I hope it never makes it, honestly. I don't really see any reason for melees to buy Runans. I think it's going to have so many buggy interactions. I just think it's so scary to put something into this, like this, into the game. Galio, I will react to it, okay? Because the changes were still on PBE. Items. Passes this patch to bring some items up to viability. Sunfire, Heartsteel, Dreammaker, and Celestial. Okay, so a lot of support again. Heartsteel makes sense, Sunfire makes sense. I think those two make total sense. Still undecided on the Navori. We're also throwing in some minor changes to Lichbane, Rocket Belt, and Storm Surge to balance these sub-ecosystems. Okay, I'm wondering what that is. I assume Lichbane is gonna get nerfed. Slay, that's like a support item, was overbuffed and Frozen Heart is a little too cheap for how strong it is. Jarvan. He struggled to keep up with after the Sojin changes. Okay, so they're buffing him. They did nerf him a lot and then items got changed and then he became weaker, so it makes sense. Rust. He's struggling and buying glass cannon builds, looking to bring back into some of the less squishy builds. So, okay, knowing Riot, they're gonna like nerf the ratios on AD and like bring some HP ratios in or whatever. Kog'Maw and Saver, both of these champions have been sat. Kog'Maw just needs a new passive, please. Kog'Maw didn't benefit from Terminus buffs much as he builds it later. TF, we didn't go hard enough last patch trying to strike the line between not over-nerfing APTF, who is less powerful. Trying to find the set of changes that thread the needle between the three rows is being played right now at various skill brackets. Dash needs to keep ADTF good, but not overly so. Makes sense. Vayne and Senna, finally. Vayne is finally getting a nerf, and Senna is like the best ADC in the game until every elo. Senna is performing too well both in pro and solo queue, especially the ADC. Vayne is performing well in both top and ADC and has been on the strong side for a while, but not strong enough to be explicitly nerfed, so we're nerfing her for staleness. I completely disagree with this. 100% she is strong enough just to be nerfed, not because she's not strong enough to be explicitly nerfed, so we're nerfing her for staleness. Complete bullshit. Rek'Sai, following up on her weak release from this patch, continuing to fix a bunch of her bugs. Yeah, this is fine. Rex is gonna get, I think, her R buffed, and they're gonna fix a bunch of bugs. I think her power is gonna go up a lot. This is the exciting part. Veigar and Vex. These V mages have both been on the weak side for a while. For Veigar, Everfirst loss has been pretty sad, so we're giving him some love. So to me, this just means they're gonna increase their ability of Veigar. That's how it feels to me, which they already did last patch. Last patch they gave him like 30 HP. So if it's just durability, like increase for Veigar, I think the champ is still gonna be shit. Like he's really struggling with damage as well these days. And the fact that his W is not landable and his people have so much mobility against Cage, there is so many movement speed items in the game. People run Fleet, Celerity, Swiftness boots, people buy either Wisp on every champion, people buy on Assassin items, or there's like a movement speed item on Assassin now, like there's so much MS, you can't hit W and E of Veigar. That's the problem. Vax has been sad after the ability increase recently and she's struggling to reset. So on Vax, I assume this means they're gonna buff damage, because Vax needs to burst people. Right now, she just has no damage to burst people. Wukong. Our changes recently didn't quite hit the mark, so we're taking a second look at his top without buffing jungle too much, okay? They're gonna buff layers that buff top lane more. Brand Evelyn Nidalee. Whoo! Riot nerfing Vayne? Riot nerfing Evelyn? This is one of the best patches ever. I'm gonna be honest, like, I was feeling very, like, Riot started this season really well when it comes to patches. Compared to season 13 and 12, they were so bad. This season, they're doing a much better job. And I thought, well, now they're gonna slow down and probably release some shit patches. Nope. Brand, Evelyn, Nidalee, dude, we're cooking. We're cooking. Brand and Evelyn have been both strong and stale for a while. Evelyn more so. Agree. Agree. For one of the sharpest Master Curse champions in the game, Evelyn should probably leave a little lower. Okay, so they're gonna decrease durability, it means, okay? So they're gonna basically make Evelyn be squishier, I think, is what they're looking for. Which, to me, is probably fine, right? I think that's fine. Nidalee was a bit overbuffed in our recent changes. I'm honestly hoping that her E gets a partial revert. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. Her E is healing way too much, like there's just no denying it. You play against Nidalee, all of a sudden in mid-game she heals someone for 400. Like she literally heals more than Soraka, it's so mind-blowing. Zac, top have been picking up popularity, strong in lower MMRs, and with the buffs to Sunfire, it's likely to go over the top. Tapping down his top while trying to go neutral in jungle. Again, I think Zac is turbo OP. I'm glad this is happening. We also understand route nerfing champs like Vayne also brings Zac up, right? Because Vayne is like the only real champ against Zac that you can kind of pick. And yeah, I have Zac on my Patreon tier list in a lot of tiers because this champion is really good. And something people don't know is that Zac is a legit mid laner in lower MMR, like legit mid laner. Velvet, another higher than expected master champion sitting over average win at main. She's probably a bit stronger than she should be, tapping her down slightly with both a power impact and bug fix and a nerf. Bro, they are hitting every problem in high elo dispatch. Almost, like almost everything. It's amazing to see. I want to kiss them, honestly. Seraphine, trying to correct how powerful her bot is, which has been exacerbated with the 14 whatever that means. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? Seraphine changes, we talked about it. She does need to be nerfed on ADC. It's just too brainless. Seraphine players just gracefully lose lane, wait till they hit 2 items, then the group and the champ is turbo OP. Like, it's just, the playstyle is just ridiculous. Takes no skill. Smolder. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this later, but Smolder has been really popular about balance. We're not looking to reshape him significantly, but reduce how effective his tankier builds are, and make his E matter more, increasing the sweet spot and heal the ultimates so they matter. Personally, I think they're lying here. Based on the changes that are on PBE currently, this does not adjust anything with how effective tank builds are. In fact, they're gonna be even better than before. So, to me, this is just line meter maximum, if they're taking the PBE changes fully. Yorick. He gained a bit too much from previous changes, looking to bring him down a bit while by reducing how effective AoE versus single target damage is against Peyton. Bro, Riot is making me work hard on my Patreon tier list, because like usually in the past, they would change nothing in the patches and I would, like Patreon tier lists were so easy to make, but now, like Yorick is like Z tier top laner on my Patreon tier list in so many elos, and now like, boom, I guess they're just, yeah, I'm gonna have to change it again. Maokai. Our nerfs last patch didn't land because Solstice also overshot a bit. Okay, so basically, they nerfed Maokai last patch, but they nerfed him very little, but at the same time they buffed the support item, so he became stronger, or like equal power, so they didn't do anything. Yeah, he's the strongest champ in the game for climbing. Bringing Slay down and nerfing Maokai a bit each. Okay, cool, nice, another Maokai nerf. They nerfed him like 3 times now, hopefully this time it does something, holy shit. Aaron buffs to Nasus, Mundo, Camille, Nafiri, Renekton to nerfs to Renekton, Ilau, Isaac, blah blah blah. Okay. So there is yeah, this is looking like an amazing patch so far. Now we have some PB changes we can react to. So we're gonna open Spiderback's Twitter. And let me just scroll down. It should be somewhere here. Okay, so let's go one by one. So Solstice Slay, I don't know how to say this. Cooldown increased from 20 to 30, move speed reduced from 30 to 25, bonus health change from 7 max HP to 50 to 230. I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue what this item does, so I'd rather not comment on it because I'm clueless. Navori changes. Now this one, apparently they're not sure if this one's gonna go through. Navori is gonna get 5 AD increase, but it's gonna have a BF sword instead of a pickaxe. Personally, I think this is a fun change. Although, like, usually having a pickaxe in a build path is much better than BF sword. Navori has, I think, Crit Cloak and Caulfield's Hammer, so the build path is not bad anyway, and I think this is totally fine. 5 AD, like, champs are gonna be happy, right? A lot of champs are gonna be happy when they compete Navori. Yeah, slightly worse build path for a better item. I think this is okay. Frozen Heart nerfs. If you guys were here 2 or 3 days ago, I literally said, hey, I think Frozen Heart should be nerfed by 100 more gold. Boom, there it is. 3 days later, there it is. Cost increased to 2.5k and armor reduced too. So, here's the thing. Frozen Heart in the past, old versions of League used to be 2.5k gold, which is the same as it will be after these changes. However, in the past it gave you more armor, but it reduced 5% less attack speed on passive, and it didn't have rock solid passive. So it is a different item. But yeah, in the past it gave you 100 armor, now it's gonna give you 65. So yeah, I don't know. Frozen Heart will still be good in spots where Frozen Heart is good, but I think people will just not be able to build it as much in like in spots where it doesn't give you maximum value, and certain champions will obviously hate it more. Right now, Frozen Heart is exactly 100% gold efficient if you discount passives and you discount mana. right? After these nerfs, it will not be 100% gold efficient if you discount mana. Because some champions don't use mana. Like, for example, Elite 500 is building Frozen Heart on Vladimir, and Vladimir has no usage of mana, but the item is still exactly 100% gold efficiency without passives. Dreammaker, that's like the bubble thing for like Nami users, I think, on support. Damage reduction changed from 140 flat to 75 to 255. Bonus damage changed from 90 to 50 to 170. What? Doesn't this sound kind of like... I mean, slightly early game nerf, but way better later? Like, what? Those numbers seem kind of oppressive. Celestial Opposition, cooldown reduced from 20 to 18, slow increase from 50 to 60, slow duration increase to 2. I don't know what this one does either. I don't play support. Yorick changes, Eagle, bonus damage reduced from 30 to 20, okay, that's a decent nerf. Maiden resistance increased from 10 to 50 to 30 to 90. So, Maiden is just gonna be way tankier throughout the game. That's a lot of resistance on Maiden, unironically. Damn, are these Yorick changes even gonna be enough is the question. Like, that's a pretty big buff on Maiden, but I don't know, this nerf is probably pretty big too. Twisted Fate, Q bonus AD ratio reduced from 50% to 40. Let me tell you something, irrelevant change, because the Q AD ratio is dog shit, and on hit TF on top lane does not even put a point into Q, neither does ADC TF. So I don't see how this does anything. E attack speed reduced, 10 to 60 to 10 to 50. That's a nerf. E bonus AD ratio reduced to 75 to 50%. That's also a nerf. So the last two are nerfs, yeah. I'm expecting this is going to be probably 1 to 2% win rate. I still think it's going to be like A or S tier champion, probably. I doubt it's enough for his AD builds. I doubt it's going to be enough. But yeah, he's no longer going to be like, probably like Z tier or Omega OP. We'll see though. Smolder changes, I'll do this ones last. Rek'Sai buffs, R base damage increased, basically just 50 more R damage and R health ratio increased, more missing percent HP. I mean, just good Rek'Sai buff, and they're gonna fix a lot of bug fixes. I still think they should probably re-add true damage from Rek'Sai back on E. I think that is probably what they need to do, and then I think Rek'Sai is just gonna be way better, but I guess we'll see. Ratcane, passive healing now scales with 0.5% per 100 bonus HP. R healing increase from 65 of pre-mitigation damage equals blah blah blah. Okay, so basically, passive and R is gonna heal more if you're Rust, right? Galio changes, let me talk about this, and I think this is it. Okay, so first we do Galio changes. So these ones didn't make it to next patch. However, they're probably gonna come a patch after this, so let's just see what they did. So passive cooldown is going to be 6 seconds flat. It will no longer be reduced by ability haste. Every time you hit an ability, passive is going to be reduced by 4 seconds. So for example, you do E forward, auto attack, WQ auto attack, and you do 2 passives in that combo, right? So if the fight happens really fast, then the passive is probably slightly buffed. And the passive is probably buffed if you use tankier builds. Or, I don't know how to feel about this, honestly, because, like, passive damage reduced by 10, to me it's like, whatever. Like, this is really whatever. And then passive AP reduced, 20% down, it's huge. For, like, Lichbane one-shot Galio, this is a huge nerf. Passive damage now scales with 5% bonus HP. So they want Galio to buy Road of Ages. W magic damage reduction, AP ratio reduced from 5% per 100 to 2%. Reminder, physical damage reduction is 50% of this. So both magic damage and physical damage are getting nerfed. When I saw these changes, I was like, I feel like this doesn't really do anything to the champion. I doubt people are going to build tank Galio even after these changes. It doesn't look enough to me at all. And I don't know. Like, Riot wants Galio to be more bruisery. But you think about AP items, almost all AP items in the game lost HP. There's only 3 AP items that give HP, or 4, right? Like Rod of Ages, Lianji, Protobelt, and Cosmic. I think those 4 are the only items that give HP. Is he going to buy Cosmic? I don't know, Lichbane is amazing on him. Are you gonna buy Roa? Maybe, yeah. Protobelt? Probably not. There's also, okay, there's Riley, which he will never buy, and Riftmaker, which he might buy. True, I forgot about Riftmaker. Is he going to buy Lianji? Maybe. I mean, there are some HP items, but is this really enough? To me, I think Galio is gonna get one more change. And then Smolder. Okay, so Smolder are, to me, mostly buffs. However, there's obviously nerfs also. So, let's go one by one. Auto attack window produced. This is just a buff, right? This is placebo buff. Okay. Q2 damage burn reduced. So this is a nerf. But then they add a scaling. Q2 damage burn now scales 2% per 100 bonus AD, 1.5% per 100 AP, and 1% per 100 stacks. So, if you do math, if you're 225 stacks with 2 items, so Sojin and Triforce and Doran's Ring, you're gonna have around 5% true damage, right? Which is going to be a nerf. But then once you get to like 300 stacks and you have the third item, which is like, let's say Lianji, then your true damage should be already making more than this. And then when you go to 4 and 5 items, it's even better, and the more stacks you get. So, yes, it's slightly nerfed in mid-game. Once you hit 225, it's slightly nerfed. But soon you're gonna be able to pass that breakpoint and go even bigger than before. So personally, I like the change. Makes it more late game, slightly worse in mid game. I would take that. Now let's see the E change. E number of shots no longer scales with crit chance. You don't care about that because you don't buy crit. You buy sometimes Navorian Rapid Fire, which is 40%, which is 7 shots instead of 5. E now scales with 2 shots per 100 stacks. So at 200 stacks, your E is gonna give you 8 shots, right? 9 shots. So it is straight up a buff no matter what build you want. The new E is straight up buffed, and it's even bigger buff if you don't buy crit items. So yeah, our E is just getting buffed. Then the R base damage is reduced by 25, and first rank is the most important rank of R because this ability does not scale while throughout the game. R sweet spot is increased by 20%, so that's a buff. And the R sweet spot is really easily landable in early game because you can do doubling into R combo. R base heal is reduced, but R now has an 80 scale, which you buy 80 items. So the R IMO is also buffed. So E and R are straight up buffed, this is straight up buff, and this is like slight nerf in mid game, but once you go past that point, it's straight up a buff. So to me, these are just buffs. Is Lianji still good on him? Well, after these changes, Lianji will be even better on him than before. The build after these changes will remain the same. It's going to be Trinity Force, Sojin, and Lianji. I think Lianji becomes slightly better after these changes than Navori Third, but you can still do Navori Third. So, they're buffing him, honestly. And that's it. We're cooking next patch. Riot smurfed it. Like, actually, guys, Riot fucking smurfed it. I don't know who's making these changes. I don't know what happened. Last year, they were making the worst possible changes each patch. The year before that, the worst. Now, all of a sudden, they're addressing so many high elo problems. Adjust TF dispatch, adjust Vayne, adjust Senna, immediately buff Rek'Sai, which is nice. Jarvan, I think is good. Rust, I just don't like Kayn, whatever. Veigar, Vax, nice. This mages do need buffs. Wukong, top, okay. Brand, Evelyn, Nidalee nerfs, nice. Zac nerfs, nice. Bellet nerfs, nice. Seraphine nerfs, nice. Smolder, I'm biased, okay, whatever. Maybe, you know, it's not that big of a problem. Yorick nerfs, good for low elo players. Maokai nerfs, God, thank God. There's so many good changes. Cassante is not a problem for like 99.9% of player base. Veigar buffs are posted. Oh, please be good, please be good, please be good, please be good. Q AP ratio increased by 5%. R cooldown reduced. No, 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 it's not what I wanted. I said not Q buff, not ult buff. I said W or E or something else. It's literally the abilities that you shouldn't be buffing. First of all, Veigar Q is already like giga strong ability. Seriously, they buff cooldown, they buff, like this ability is what makes Veigar. It's the strongest basic ability of his. I don't know why we're buffing that. No, okay, Q buff, I kind of understand that because first of all, Veigar Q, like, there is some skill to it. Although I think W and E are by far more skilled abilities, usually. R is the biggest worthless skill, like, R is no skill ability on Veigar. It's just point and click. Like, okay, the R buff is not even big. Like, 20-second cooldown, like, come on. At this point, like, So Veigar at level 11 right now has R up on constantly. This buff is only good at level 6. Sure, it's gonna help a little bit. Fuck, these are not it, man. I hate it. Okay, anything else? Some for ages, base damage increased, health increased. These are fine buffs. With Frozen Heart being nerfed, some for cape might be built more as well. Runan changes reverted. Heart still changes, base damage reduced 100 to 80. Health ratio from items increased 10% to 12%. Okay, that seems fine. Fair enough. Zach, blob heal reduced. Oh, nice. 1% less healing. Very big change. W base damage increased by 5. Okay, this is definitely a nerf to champ. This is good. Wukong, passive number stack reduced from 10 to 5. Ooh, okay. Passive bonus per stack increased from 50 to 100. Okay. Passive stacks now fall off one every second after 5 instead of all at once. Wow! Hey! These are huge Wukong passive buffs. What the fuck? That makes his passive like twice better. But it is true that this is probably slightly less of a buff in jungle, but I still think jungle Wukong benefits a lot from this. So Riot is trying to say we're buffing top Wukong, but I think jungle Wukong is really happy with this too. Vax, okay, please be something good. Passive base damage increased by 10 flat, passive AP ratio increased by 5%. That's it! That's it! The champ did so much more. What? Let's buffer a little bit more, no? That's it? Vayne, okay, let's see Vayne. Passive move speed by 15, that's pretty good. Guys, did you know that Vayne gets tier 2 boots with her passive? Literally. If Vayne is running at you level 1, she has tier 2 boots on you. That is crazy. Q cooldown increased from 42 to 62. Oh, I don't think these Vayne nerfs are enough, honestly, because like Q is her max ability, first max ability. Yeah, okay, her first 5 levels are worse, and her passive nerf is definitely noticeable. But to think that like Vayne is still gonna be good when it's a good Vayne spot. Maybe you won't blind her as much. Maybe, I don't know. He probably still will, but maybe she won't be blindable. But if enemy has tanks, the champ will still be god tier. More Twisted Fate changes. So their Q bonus AD ratio is reverted. I think this is good. And E bonus AD ratio is reduced even further. Wow. I think this is good. Because this doesn't nerf Triforce TF as much. But yeah, anyway, in any case, like, okay, fair enough. This is a bigger nerf than before. They're nerfing TF even harder. Silver buff. Base armor increased from 26 to 30. That's it. That's it. She's like one of the worst champs in the game. That's it. Senna nerf, Q damage bonus AD ratio reduced from 50 to 40. I think it's okay, it nerfs ADC and supports Senna. But I think Senna deserves a slightly bigger nerf. I don't know, this just seems also low amount of nerf. Nidalee, 5 less MS, this is fine, she's very mobile, she buys Leech Bane first item, she has passive, okay. Cougar, Q bonus damage against Hunter reduced from 40 to 30. Okay. Decent. Probably not enough though. I personally don't like these Nidalee changes. I wish they would just revert slightly her E buff. Kog'Maw buff. Q cast time changed from 0.25 to auto attack wind up. Oh, okay, so Kog'Maw Q will probably be faster. E slow increased. Bro, what are these Kog'Maw buffs? What is this? So useless. 10% slow? I do think Kog'Maw E deserves a bigger slow. I do. But still, come on. Seriously, Riot, please, I beg you with all my heart, give Kog'Maw a new passive, please. Maokai, please be good. Move speed reduced by 5, decent. Q bonus monster damage increased from 80 to 160 to 120 to 160. Okay, so they're trying to like give even more monster damage to jungle Maokai. Okay. W cooldown increased by 1 second. Okay, this is at least 1% win rate. At least. This is gonna take minimum 1% win rate, I think, from the champ. Alright, plus support items are getting nerfed, okay? So there's more nerfs than this, fine. Jarvan buff, passive cooldown reduced from 10 to 8 to 10 to 6, totally fair. Galio changes reverted. Every nerf, our AP ratio reduced from 75 to 50. Okay, it has a lot of comments, what are people saying on this post? Again, nice. This isn't how you get normies to stop abusing the champion. Wait, sorry. I need to make it so you guys can read it. So our AP ratio being reduced, it's a fine nerf, I guess. I would much prefer them to nerf something else personally, but I guess. I don't think it's gonna stop people from picking Evelynn. Brand, R base damage reduced by 50 max rank, not too bad. R cooldown increased by 5. Alright, slap on the wrist, placebo. Bavet nerfs, E damage reduction decreased even further. Ooh, okay. Makes her early game skirmishes like wars and stuff, but her damage is still really high, honestly, and her mobility is still high. And that's it for now. There's gonna be more changes tomorrow, and I'm gonna react to everything that, again, that gets released tomorrow. This is just some changes right now.